what's going on. So the Oklahoma City Thunder now up 3-1. They're one game away from going to the NBA Finals as they beat the Minnesota Timberwolves in a game where it came down to free throws at the end and they held on to win. They definitely came back at a demolishing loss in game three. Now the interesting thing is Shea Alexander, SGA had 40 plus points, his rebounds, assists. Chad Holmgren came through. And OKC got a balance going. Jay Will came up huge. The other side, everybody else from Minnesota stepped up except for their main two guys. Ant Edwards had 16. Julius Randle had 5. That's 21 points combined. Can you imagine if Julius Randle at least scores 10, they win the game? He's had 2 games in this series where he was his newly found, like I said about Julius Randle. He's had moments where he looks like he belongs amongst the elite, and then he has other moments where he just kind of just is incomplete. You just never know what you're going to get with him, And he's one of those guys that's been like that kind of vibe through his career. There was a football player that retired recently, the quarterback Derek Carr of the Saints. Him and Julius Randle are kind of almost like the same person because those games, he looks like he belongs with the elite, and the other times when he looks like he's just delivering the garbage. And he did not come through. And Edwards, though he had a good dunk and stuff, did not come through. And for all this hype about people wanting him to be seen as the next level superstar, this ain't it. He's had a couple subpar games in this series. He does not match SGA at all. He got down in game 3, but that was just for show. He didn't look good at all. Pressure be making your butt tight. And he got tight at the wrong time. He really got tight at the wrong time. OKC is poised. They got a better balance, and I believe better coaching. I really do. I think Minnesota got out-coached, hustled, outplayed. Not to say they can't win another game in this series, but OKC is clearly the better team. They did what they're supposed to do. They came in there and they got a game, and it's going to be hard for Minnesota to win 3 games. They just don't have enough depth where they need it. Then like I said before, the way they got by the Lakers and Golden State, this ain't the same. OKC would have to be hurt and just playing complete. And right now, a lot of this is just hustle. Just comes down to finishing up games, doing what you're supposed to do. And when you do what you're supposed to do, you see the difference in the play. Now, this is the thing I'm going to say. Ant Edwards, 2 straight years of losing in the Western Conference Finals, more than likely. He will get that next person. He'll get better. It's a lot to grasp right now. Sometimes it is age. Sometimes, of course, it's what you got, maturation, but it's also what you're playing with. Sometimes it's coaching. It's a little bit of factors that are definitely, in the way. And I think that, this is a young team that if they can just get that other piece. Rudy Gobert is streaky. He don't score enough points. And it's another thing. They got outside scoring. The others came up big, but you got to get it from your main guys. And so it's about making moves that will get you to the next level because they're getting outplayed, and it's showing, But maybe he ain't ready for the spotlight yet. Edwards talks a good game. He's entertaining. He's engaging. But when you got to play the next level, you got to step up against the competition. He already said SGA was that dude last year. And believe me, if the NBA ain't fixed or nothing, which I do question a lot of times, these 2 teams should be battling for the Western Conference Final for a few years to come because when I look out west, aside from Houston, I'd be hard-pressed to think of another team that I see that's on the rise that could definitely get in the way of these 2. You got to know that Ant Edwards is going to be a perennial threat there. And SGA is going to be a perennial threat. They're at that age, and they got enough certain teams. Minnesota got to do something, get back to the yard and get in the woodshed. 2 straight years like this, you lost Cat for Julius Randle. Okay, so what's the next move you make? Because you got to make a move, and Ant Edwards has to understand that, hey, you got to finish what you're promising. Because right now, you just a big old tease. So can you deliver when come money time? I'm not saying the series is over yet, but it's on the brink, and SGA ain't going to lose no 3 straight. They too well coached, and they too well prepared, and the way they play, they're prepared for almost anything. we got a feeling it's just a matter of time before they finish this series up. So OKC's up 3-1, and they played well enough and did what they're supposed to. They more than made up for that blowout loss they took. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share it if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.